Hello and welcome to the Sussex by the Sea podcast Christmas special, episode 147. I'm your host, Chris Laverick. On this Christmas edition, we've got the Hastings manager, David Altendorff, talking how he's settling in at the pilot field. And then, of course, we have that Christmas SBTS fan roundtable. Lots of Christmas banter, a few new faces, sprinkled with a lot of the regulars. Enjoy, and don't forget to have a good Christmas and a very happy New Year. And over to New Year's boss, David Altendorff. All right, it gives me great pleasure to introducing David Altendorff, a manager of the finest team in Sussex, Hastings United. He joins us. Thank you very much for coming on, Dave.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Well, this is the, I think, seventh Hastings manager we've had on this podcast in the last, and it's getting on for nearly, it will be 6 years in a few months. Been quite a tumultuous time over the last few years after quite a settled period when I first started doing this in terms of management. First of all, Dave, before I start talking about everything else, I mean, how you feel? How you settling in? Do you feel?
Yeah, good. Settled in really nicely. We've done 11 games now. So we joined at the end of October, myself and Alex, and we've felt really warm and welcome, since arriving at the club, and everybody's kind of been really hospitable and helpful and all hands on deck. And they couldn't have done any more really to sort of make it easy for us to transition. It's obviously difficult coming in the middle of the season, a little bit of upheaval for the players as well, and a little bit of sort of turbulence for the supporters. And as you sort of already alluded to, they've had a lot of managers over the last few years. So hopefully we can get a little bit more consistency and continuity and have a bit of a longer spell, and hopefully start bringing the club back up through the league.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm all into that, Dave. Thank you. So Dave, you've obviously had some management experience.
So my background's really in youth football. So I'm a PE teacher by trade. So I was a PE teacher at Barndine School for 6 years. And then I met my wife, Kirsty, who's also a PE teacher, and we went off travelling around the world. And when I came back, a former colleague of mine got in touch and said that there's this job that's come up at Thomas Bennett Community College, which essentially was running their football academy program. So I've been there 10 years now, really enjoy it. Had a lot of great opportunities and seen a lot of players develop through our program over the years. On top of that, I did Sussex Schools for 3 years. I did Brighton Boys for 4 years. Did Haverford under 18s for 2 years. So lots and lots of experience at sort of under 18s and below. Been quite successful, managed to reach two National Cup finals. And then I think the change probably came when I stopped playing myself. So when I got to about 35, 36, I wanted to go into the senior men's part of the game. And I got my first opportunity with Naz, who had been my assistant at Haverford under 18s. And he was captain of Lancing prior to us going there as a management duo. So I went in as Naz's assistant, sort of took charge of recruitment and training and things like that. And we did really well together. It was a good partnership. Really learned a lot from Naz as well, and we had a very similar style of play, and we were quite successful. We ended up basically finishing first in the league that year, but it was the 19 to 20 season, so just the sort of advent of COVID, and they decided to call the season null and void. So we stepped down at that moment. We just felt like we couldn't sort of endure it all over again with all the uncertainty that was going on. And then they subsequently decided to forget about the null and void, and a couple of weeks into the next season decided to promote Lancing anyway on the points per game that we'd sort of accumulated the previous season. So that was frustrating, but one of those things is what it is. And then I had an opportunity to go back to one of my previous clubs, Ringmer, which is now AFC Ringmer, or possibly Ringmer AFC. They've had various iterations. They've basically gone down to step 7, but they've had this amazing new facility with the 3G and the clubhouse and stuff. So their kind of goal was to try and get them promoted back to the county league, back into sort of senior football. So I went in there as what was called head of football at the time, really. But essentially, whilst I sort of touched base with all the other teams within the club and the junior section and things like that, I was mainly overseeing the men's first team. And we finished runners up that year, which was enough to get promoted. But then we had another problem, which was, you might remember at the time, the pitch was laid too small. So it wasn't quite the right dimensions to go up. So that meant that I moved on again because I was ambitious and I wanted to sort of go up through the leagues and achieve my own sort of goals and ambitions as a manager. So I left Ringmer, but left them in a good position, and we're still on, really good terms. I'm still connected with my soccer school business down there, which has been running today really successfully. I then joined New Haven as head coach for a brief spell with my friend Sean Breach, who invited me in. We did really well there. We were on the back of 5 wins in a row. We were second in the league. We just won 10-0 against Canterbury in the FA Cup. So we were on a really good run, but I always knew that I wanted to be a manager. Yeah. And then the opportunity to go in at Loxwood came up. So Mark Lacey contacted me from Loxwood again around October time and said that the club's struggling with second bottom. Would you be interested in coming in and taking the reins? So I took that on. We ended up finishing 12 points clear of relegation and kept them up. And off the back of that, and probably my previous connection with Lancing, then Barry called me up from Lancing and said, look, we're replacing the manager. Would you like to come in and interview for this position as the number one? So that's how I ended up back at Lancing. We did very well that year. We sort of broke all club records. We finished just outside the playoffs in 6th position. But
with that, Dave, what did you do? When you come in at Lancing again, what do you think you did? Was it anything more that you did, or was it just with the same players?
No,
it was the system, or what was it, mate?
I think the system is fairly similar, style of football, brand of football. I've always been quite a sort of possession-based manager, and I like to play attractive football. And I think as a consequence of that, we get good crowds in and we attract good calibre of players to the club. But it was a massive overhaul because everybody left. It was basically where Coxey had been offered the job at Burgess Hill. Yeah. So as you can expect, and no problem about it, Coxey took most of the better players along with him to Burgess Hill. So we had to sort of recruit 15, 16 new players again. But fortunately, with my sort of background at Step 5 and County League football as a player, and then
you had the phone numbers.
I sort of cherry-picked all the best players from that division and brought them over to Lancing. And some of them were playing, in Isthmian football for the first time in their careers and have gone on to achieve really good things and even jump up one division again into Step 3. So people like Jack Mears, and we had Andrew Briggs and Henry Watson and those sorts of, people. And they did a really good job for us. And, together it was a good fit and had a good season. And that's where, off the back of that one, the sort of Whitehawk opportunity came for me.
Okay, yeah. And obviously your time at Whitehawk was only a short run. I mean, what was that? Did you think that was a culture clash, or kind of were you set up to fail, or what was it at Whitehawk? Because I've got friends at Whitehawk, and they just said for whatever reason it just didn't work. I mean, what's your opinion on that one, Dave?
Yeah, it quite clearly it didn't work. It wasn't a good fit. I mean, it's probably worth pointing out that I went in initially as assistant manager with my friend Ross McNeely. And we're still really good pals now. We speak all the time and help each other with football-related things. I've actually got a couple of his players on loan at Hastings from Bromley. So we're on, really good terms. But I think as a sort of football partnership, it didn't quite gel between us. We maybe wanted to play slightly different ways and saw the game slightly differently. So there was maybe, in hindsight, a little bit of friction. And I think we're both sort of, old enough and ugly enough to admit that now. And I probably were as well. I'd come as being the number one, and so had he. And we both maybe wanted to have a little bit too much say. So that wasn't a great fit, I don't think, between us. And then when Ross eventually stepped down, obviously the club was bottom of the league. Confidence was shot to bits. It was really hard to recruit players. And I felt like, because I'd been there since the beginning with Ross, it wasn't enough of a change. It very much felt like the Emperor's New Clothes kind of scenario. So I could sense that in the short period I did 8 games. I think we won 1, drew 2 and 5. And I just knew that it wasn't going to really change enough for us to get out the relegation places. So I felt what was best for the club at that point in time was to step down and enable Sean to come back in and pick up the pieces, really. And he's done an excellent job of that and really galvanised the group. And, they've really kicked on. So credit to him.
So the opportunity at Hastings, Dave, you said you're coming. Obviously, Hastings have been struggling for getting on for about two years, really. I mean, kind of we started slipping just before the Sussex Cup final while Aggie was still there, and that slide went into the season after, which was a frankly shocking season for anyone that watched Hastings. I mean, I don't know how much you heard about it, or would you would know much about it. Obviously, you're busy with your own stuff, but we really were appalling. And most of those players have gone. We've gone through numbers of managers. Lee Carey came in, and I think it's a little bit harsh on Lee that because we had such a terrible season the season before, I don't think fans were maybe as patient as they could have been, but the results, it's a results business, and it was unacceptable, I don't know if you agree with me, but like as Hastings, it's unacceptable the position that we were in. So I think the change was going to happen. So you come in, I mean, what was the remit that you were given, Dave? Coming in at it's still, well, it's potentially still a very awkward spot you're in. I mean, obviously, we both think that Hastings should be going up the league, but when you took over, it wasn't looking. It was looking really hairy. Yeah. So I mean, when you took it on, what was the remit?
Yeah, well, I don't think we need to beat around the bush. I actually interviewed for the job in the summer, so I think I was close to getting the job, at the start of pre-season, and obviously in the end they went with Lee Carey, and I think they were sort of the opinion that one of the things that was most important was getting that connection back with the supporters. So I think they felt it was the right fit to go with an ex-player, an ex-captain, someone that was a bit of a legend at the club. But as you say, it was a difficult task for Lee going in. I think that's his first managerial post as well, so maybe lacked a bit of experience and things. I'm sure he'll benefit from that short experience that he had with Hastings and be an excellent manager when he gets an opportunity. And I know Johnny as well, and Johnny's an excellent coach. But as we said before, sometimes it just isn't the right fit. It's not the right moment in time, and so on and so forth, as it wasn't for me at Whitehawk. So sometimes the stars just have to align. And I think at this moment in time, it's been a really good fit for the club and for myself. As you say, we've got to a really good start. Obviously, it's early days. I think we're about 8 points clear of relegation now. When I joined, we were second bottom. We only had 11 points on the board. We've now got 20 points from our last 10 games, so we're averaging 2 points a game. Scored loads of goals. I think we scored 24 goals, and again, putting the ball in the back of the net was really challenging with the previous regime. So I think that we're playing some good football. It's been entertaining. Sometimes it's been like edgy of seat stuff and a little bit nervy towards the end, but ultimately we're getting the points, and that's all that matters. So hopefully it can continue. I would have thought at this stage it's unrealistic to say that we can push on and get to the playoffs this season, but we'll just finish as high as we can. If you look at the league table, it's kind of grouped into like three sort of cohorts. You've got that top six that are pulling away and very strong. Then there's a kind of middle six, and we're at the top end of that bottom half, if you like. So in 13th position, trying to chase down Broadbridge Heath now will be our next target, and try to overtake them and try and move up one place at a time. But as I say, we'll just try and finish as strongly as we can, and all the while with a view to next season, trying to put the foundations in place regarding players and culture and expectations and standards and so on, so that when we come to pre-season next year, we're in a really good position to have a really good go at it.
I said about fun with the pre-season this season, it was a bit of a mess. So it's all good to hear what your plans are, Dave, there. I mean, we've got a big month ahead. If you look at the fixtures, we've obviously got teams around us: Ashford, Crowborough, and VCD Athletic, and then we've got Croydon, Whiteley, Feversham, and then Three Bridges. So, there's a potential there. If we can get a few points against them to push ourselves up the league. I mean, I didn't think I'd be saying this when you took over, mate, because I thought this can't be happening. We're going to drop down to step 5, but so it is amazing the turnaround, really, considering where we were at. I mean, potentially January. I know you were saying about you don't want to talk about playoffs. Funny things happen, Dave. As we say, we've got some goals in us. We do get a bit leaky sometimes, but will we have a good January?
Yeah, I actually think it's out of reach. I personally think that. I mean, Ashford will be a really tough game on the 27th. They've just hit a bit of form lately. Since they changed their manager, they've got a sort of new impetus, and they really seem to have the bit between.
That'll be a good game, that.
Good result. Yeah, it should be a cracker. Then Crowborough and BCD, they're going to be challenging matches. They need points as well, so it's not going to be an easy task. And then we've got that sticky period, as you say, in January, where you kind of play, I think, 4 of the top 5 all back to back. But I was speaking to some of the lads about this. I actually think we'll play better against some of those sides, because they're the teams that try and open up a little bit, and there's more gaps. And I think it actually suits our style of play to play against some of the teams towards the top of the table. So we don't go into any match fearing anybody. we certainly don't put a lot of pressure on ourselves. We try to win every game. I've always been of the mindset that you're better off trying to play for a win. And if you take, like, even the last 3 games as a sample size, we've won 2 out of the 3, got 6 points on the board. We could have set up for a draw and got 3 points on the board and been unbeaten. So I've always been of that mindset, just try and win every game. I'm not trying to look to hold on to unbeaten streaks or anything like that. Just try and get as many points as you can. I think this division this year, one thing you have seen from all of the sides is that anyone can beat anybody on their day. So no easy games, no whipping boys, but we'll just take it one game at a time.
Yeah, I mean, this league seems only 3 Bridges really are steaming it, aren't they? But the rest of them, yeah, definitely. I mean, like, look at Margate slipping up now after us, which losing again. So. Just talking about you though, Dave, you're well, with the magic of hindsight, I know that you're a West Ham fan. How did you how has West Ham got in your family? How did that occur, sir?
Yeah, so my dad moved to the country in the late 50s, and he was brought up in East London. He moved over from Sri Lanka with his family. So yeah, unfortunately, he wasn't brought over to Manchester or somewhere like that. But I've had to suffer. But yeah, both of my boys have quite rightfully decided to support other teams. I've got a Brighton supporter and an Arsenal supporter in the household. But yeah, I can't blame them.
Yeah. So and your favourite players. So what who is it?
Yeah, I've got 3 really. The West Ham are my 3 favourite players. Joe Cole, when he first came on the scene, and obviously I was gutted when he left to go to Chelsea with a sort of Mourinho and Abramovich era. Yeah. But I felt like he almost, in a way, he got all of his best traits coached out of him. I used to love him at West Ham, and obviously he became the captain at 21 or something like that. But he was such a maverick and he's such an entertainer. I just love watching him play. We have Paolo Di Canio as well, who's one of my favourites. Again, like a cult hero, temperamental, but always wanted to be the match winner. Always had that sort of, wanted to be the hero. Always take the game by the scruff of the neck, and always got some spectacular goals. And then the final one would be Julian Dix. I just loved his attitude, no nonsense, tough tackler, uncompromising, and sort of tried to maybe steal a few little bits of each of those to try and emulate in my own game. So I enjoyed a tackle, enjoyed a header, but also try to be creative as well.
Talking of your own game, Leon sent me a message from Icklesham. Icklesham's Leon. He's saying, are you available for Icklesham veterans on the 4th of January?
Yeah, so I actually played a game for them. I can't remember. It was Wick. Yeah, they drafted me in because I know Jude McDonald. So Jude played. I think they were short players. So I've ended up playing 1 game for them and managed to notch a couple of goals, which was nice. And I think that was in the County Cup. So, they keep trying to drag me in, but I don't know. It's more tricky now because since I've obviously got the Hastings job and you're out the house all day Saturday, it's pretty difficult with the missus and the kids to then do a Sunday as well. But I'm sure I'll get the boots on one more time at least before the end of the season.
That's proper negotiation. That needs taking place. You need the UN to do that for you, mate. Getting the Saturday and the Sunday. Yeah, okay. So in terms of the football, do you ever get down there? Do you ever try and catch a West Ham game?
You know what? I had a season ticket. The first year they went to the London Stadium, I had a season ticket. Prior to that, I'd go up 4 or 5 times a season, usually with my dad or my cousin. And I'm lucky now I might go and watch 1 game, but it'll be a Carabao Cup or something like that. Yeah. But no, I think now I've been down to the Emirates this year with one of the boys. We went to watch Arsenal, I think it was Arsenal Villa or something like that. And I took the other boys to watch Brighton. I think it was Brighton Spurs, which was a good game actually. So I think when I'm not at Hastings, I'll be at one of those 2 places. So just watch them from afar on the TV and get frustrated with the results.
Well, spending those win bonuses, if you're going Arsenal and things like that, these things cost you a lot of money.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's not a cheap day out.
So just ask, well, any message to the fans, Dave? Obviously, I know once we get to know a manager, and like Aggie, Atelier, Elphick, all the other types that have been here for more than 5 minutes, is that we're good fans and we do get behind you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think already we've built a good rapport with the fans. Like I've really enjoyed it so far. Like the atmosphere is fantastic, and I know that the players as well like really sense it when you get close to the edge of the penalty box and you hear the roar go up and stuff. And funnily enough, there was an occasion in the Sevenoaks game where I was trying to get the boys to play forward a bit more and get it in the box. Obviously, we're chasing the game, and they made 3 or 4 passes in the centre circle, and it went back to the goalkeeper. And I heard the groan. I was looking behind me, thinking, I feel exactly the same. You believe me? Like, I don't want them playing back to the keeper either. But no, we do feel it. We feel the support, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it. And maybe just to reassure them that it's my intention to be here for the long term. Hopefully, it'll be a few years before you get your next turnover, and it's not going to be another 5-minute job. I know you've been messed around a little bit in recent years, so I absolutely want to set up camp here. I'm really enjoying it, and I'd also say, to be realistic with it. Obviously, this year's a little bit trial and error. We're experimenting a little bit. We've got half an eye on next season. We pretty much need 4 wins now to cement our position in the league for next year. So yeah, there'll be periods that are sticky and we lose a couple of games. So just recognise what we're trying to achieve here, and it's a long process, but it's one that we're super confident that by the end of next year we'll be up near the top of the table and have something to celebrate.
This is an absolute pleasure talking to you, Dave. Cheers, Dave. Thank you very much. I shall see you Saturday. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas dinner before we face the might of Ashford.
Cheers, Chris. Yeah, really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm on the cooking duty, so it's going to be hectic, but looking forward to it.
All right, then, mate. See you.
Take care.
Yeah.
To see those faces. I'm driving home for Christmas, yeah. Well, I'm moving down that line, and it's been so long, but I will be there. I sing this song to pass the time away, driving in my car. Driving home for Christmas. It's gonna take some time, but I'll get there. Top to toe in tailbacks. Oh, I got red lights all around, but soon there'll be a freeway, yeah. Get my feet on holy ground. Driving home for Christmas. Driving home for Christmas with 1,000 memories. I take a look at the driver next to me. He's just the same. Just the same. Tailbacks. Oh, I got red lights all around. I'm driving home for Christmas, yeah. Get my feet on holy ground. So I sing for you, though you can't hear me when I get through. Go and feel you near me. Driving in my car, driving home for Christmas. Driving home for Christmas with 1,000 memories. I take a look at the driver next to me. He's just the same.
And now over to the SBTS Christmas Fan Roundtable. Many thanks, as ever, to John from Canvey, Rob from Folkestone, Tom, John and Callum from Hastings, Rob and Neil of Horsham, Mark from that Whitehawk, and the other Mark from Sittingbourne. It's been great fun all year, and bring on 2026 for more of the same. There you go, this is magic now. Go on, hit it, go on.
There you go. Got the reindeer.
It's not rude, I know what you Whitehawk lot are like. Does it work?
It does.
He's just moving it about, look. No, that's cheating, mate. That's not... Oh, there you go. Is it for deaf people?
Me after a few beers, basically.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Right.
Very much in tune with the festive season there. Anything can happen after a few beers.
Oh, you know that. Right. We've had a few beers, so you know what it's like.
Exactly, mate.
Right, so we've got a couple of newbies. We've got Mark, who's the finest Sittingbourne fan there is. Isn't it, Mark?
Hi, everyone.
Yes. And then obviously we got Neil.
Hello there.
Who caught me on an away day. I was being miserable because I just watched Hastings get stuffed, and I thought, what is worse than being stuffed from away from home is you bump into the Lardy boys full of beans who are openly taking the piss out of us. It was great stuff, to be fair. Right, it gives me great pleasure to introduce episode 147 of the Sussex by the Sea podcast. Got lots of Sussex-based fans here, as well as a sprinkling of Kentish types and various other types. I don't know where we're going with that. It's another Christmas full of festive fun, as we all are. Let's go through who's here. We have got the wonderful Rob from Horsham, the mighty Horsham, let's be fair, who going great guns. We've also got Callum, who's been on before from Hastings. Callum, top man. Windy, John Gale from Hastings. Good evening, sir.
Evening, everyone.
We've got the returning Mark from the Whitehawks, who's been too important. He's been in the gym too long.
I've been out of the gym too long.
Yeah. Oh, you've been out now, yeah? You've been out of the gym.
Fat now.
Yeah. Get out of it. Absolute pleasure you're back. How are you, sir?
Yeah, good, thank you, mate. Yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to see you chaps as well.
Nice. We've also got John from Canvey, ever present as always. Good evening, sir.
Oh, evening, Chris.
And we've got Tom from HUFC Radio, big Hastings fan, but has also had to suffer doing the radio for Hastings, mostly, although things have improved slightly over the last few weeks. But hello, Tom.
Yeah, evening, Chris.
Evening.
Better late than never.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I only just sent him the invite, so it's let's not be too harsh on him. We also have a newbie, and as we always do when anyone new fans on, we ask them how they fell in love with their club. So, Mark from the mighty Sittingbourne, talk to me how you fell in love with Sittingbourne, sir, and if it's possible to fall in love with Sittingbourne, which is the question.
Yeah, it's quite a question indeed. Well, I'm originally from Medway, and after probably 30 years of following Gillingham home and away every week, I fell out of love with Football League.
Yeah.
I couldn't support Chatham, which is the nearest team, so I followed the next team. I started following them on the odd game while watching Gillingham, and then fell in love with it. And ever since, for the last 16, 17 years, it's been home and away nearly every game. Up and down the country as well, going ground hopping. But, I love non-league. Sitting in a seat in a cold December is no fun for me anymore. And, I like to walk around and chat to everyone. I like to chat to the away fans. And as we all know, non-league is quite a happy little family. You see the same old faces. You get no trouble. You can have a drink with someone. You could chat to the players after the game. And it's just proper football, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why I fell in love with it. And I go, I'm a season ticket holder. I go home and away really every game. So, or as many as I can literally get to. And I go and follow other games as many as I can get to as well.
Oh, nice.
So that's me. I've seen just about everyone that's on tonight with their team. I was at the Hastings Canvey Island last year, actually, with 0-2.
Oh, don't, Mark. Don't do that to me.
You actually won, didn't you?
Did we?
No,
we didn't. We only got a point out of you out 2 games, didn't we, John?
Yeah, I don't think we did very well against them, did we, last year?
No, I think he's come to our place and you
lost,
lose
didn't we?
1-0 and that, and then we drew a few weeks earlier, didn't we? Because
Yeah.
our game was
That's
getting
it.
postponed, and
Oh.
we won at your place, wasn't it? So
Oh, don't. You see, I'm supposed to be full of Christmas cheer here, Mark, and you're bringing up...
Sorry, I've ruined it.
Yeah,
Be
that's
honest,
it, mate.
I'd only gone down to see a couple of our ex-players on that game, playing for Canvey at the time, the goalie and Chris, what's his name, up front, but who's now left, I think.
All right, anyway, one more introduction. One more introduction.
Chris.
What are you doing, Callum? What?
I'm surprised you had to ask if we'd done well against Canvey last year. We didn't do well.
Don't, mate.
What,
Look, hang on, I'm getting the flashbacks already.
Oh.
Yeah, I went to those games. But we also do have Neil of the Lardy Boys, the head of the Lardy Boys. If there's ever a picture on Lardy Boy Twitter, it's Neil. He likes a photo. There's Neil. Horsham, obviously, massive Horsham fan. Tell me, Neil, how did you fall in love with that mighty Horsham?
Yeah, hello everybody. Thanks for inviting me on, Chris.
Very welcome.
Yeah, I fell in love with Horsham when I moved to Horsham back in 2001. Went to the first game in early 2002, and I'm from the north. I used to follow United, like Man United.
What, a Man United fan from the north?
Well, yes, yeah, Staffordshire. I mean, not super north, but quite. Moved down to. Went to a game invited by someone, friend of my wife's actually, so I got to thank her. I didn't really know much about non-league, and it was an incredible game against Lewis. Big rival and still are to an extent, and cracking game. Horsham lost, but big crowd there, and I thought this is pretty good, and started going, and got to know some of the people there, and like Mark said, was it Mark? No, John. No, who is it from Sittingbourne? Sorry, apologies.
Mark is from Sittingbourne.
Yeah, non-league's fantastic, and great bunch of people at Horsham, and I go regularly now, as you all know, and
yes,
absolutely love it. Yeah, no, and it's just so much fun. And I've been super. I mean, we had some downturns. I was following. We had 2 relegations in about 5 seasons, so we've seen the down times. But yeah, obviously under Dom, it's been virtually continual success. So it's great fun at the moment.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, I don't know, but did I do you, Robin, Doggin Rob? Did I introduce you?
Yeah, mate.
Right,
You
right. The super. Well, what can we say about Folkestone? Absolutely steaming that league.
Yeah.
Rob, how are we doing today?
Yeah, good, mate. I'm really good, yeah. Absolutely flying with you at the moment. It's a bit of a uncharted territory for us, but yeah, every game is just, we seem to be turning up. To be honest, I think we've got the best squad in the league, and best manager in the league. I've got nothing but positive things to say. We've just been really, really good every single game, and it's actually getting a little bit boring,
Must be nice.
There's nothing like rubbing it in.
there's that after the weekend as well.
Do you want? No, wait. What you need me to do, Rob, is you need me to put some money on your side, because like last season, when I put money on them, then
that's what we need.
I could make your
Jonah.
side flatline as soon as I lay money on your team. The curse of the
I know,
Laverick.
mate. The reverse Midas touch you've got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's weird because you go into games at the moment. I just haven't got this feeling that we're gonna lose. Most of the games, every game I've seen, pretty much we've just outclassed the other team because we've just got better players.
Yeah,
we've got players who shouldn't even be playing. That Pigott, there's no way he should be playing at this level of football. It's just he's outrageously good, But yeah, they just look like they're set up to. And I know it's not even Christmas, obviously, yet. Well, I can't see us any other way but going up as champions, which sounds really arrogant. I'm just telling you literally how it is.
That's how you feel.
Yeah.
I mean,
honestly.
is your picture there, is that an indication of how you feel right now? That watching Folkestone is
dribbling.
Well, some sort of sex wee or something. I don't know what you're doing.
Oh,
mate.
you had to go there, didn't you?
Yeah, sorry.
You have to go there. It's you Hastings boys.
We're not right.
Yeah. So yeah, it is a bit like, well, that's more of a salivating, I'd say, than anything sordid that you're in.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's been really good, man. How are you?
Yeah, we're all right. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Is that all you're going to say about your folks then?
I don't know what else to say. It's just been like
it's fucking
literally.
You're like 11 points clear or something, aren't you?
No, we're 9 points clear. We got a game in hand, and I just think I can't even say the games have been very exciting because we've just been knocking them over. It's just literally been like that. It's been.
Listen to this, man. You
honestly,
really don't know what suffering is yet, do you?
It's just ridiculous, mate. I'm telling you, it's not supposed to be like this. You know.
Oh, good on you, mate. I'm glad you're in that place, but
yeah.
I can't wait for the second half of the season crumble. I can't wait
You're gonna
to
happen, mate.
see it.
He's
The only
setting himself
crumble
up
you'll
for
be
a
getting is
point.
I
apple
can't.
crumble, mate. That's the only thing you'll be getting. I'll
Rob,
tell
I
you, we
like
are.
you, mate. You're a nice geezer. You're a nice geezer and all, but I can't wait for it. I'm here. I'm waiting.
Oh, mate, so am I. I'm waiting as well, mate. I'm waiting, but it just ain't happening. I'm telling you, honestly.
Just to add to that, they beat us again. Folkestone always beat us wherever, and they played us in the FA Cup. And honestly, one of the best teams we played this season. And we're playing teams that are full time in Folkestone.
I don't think he's gonna.
Yeah,
Neil, you're not meant to say that.
He's going to get more excited.
Yeah, he's not coming back on.
No.
honestly, I'll be very surprised if anything happens, but automatic promotion, which is, that's how it is. I'm sorry to say it, lads, but
What were you saying sorry
like a
for?
scouser or something, huh?
What were you saying sorry
Because
for?
it's just weird, isn't it? It's so strange to be in this position. The only thing I can see derailing us is if we lose a couple of players, the clubs that come in and say, well, like if they lose Piggott, for example, I still think the players they've got and they're bringing in are better.
Where'd you get Piggott from?
Was it Culture? Hold on, where did he come from?
Leighton Orient, wasn't it?
Leighton Orient, that's it.
Leighton
Leighton Orient.
Ah,
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
you're
and
a good
he-
watch. I've seen a few highlights here and there, and your team's a good watch. I mean, I
Yeah,
should have put money on you this season, shouldn't I?
Rob,
don't go anywhere near us.
Rob,
Hey.
I'm tempted now.
Rob,
He's out to play now, won't he?
Rob,
Yeah.
how's Adam Lovett doing?
Well, actually, he's doing all right. He's doing well. They're all doing well, to be fair.
That's good.
But he's a new addition to the squad, and he's just slotted in like he's been there all season. Usually you get one player in the team who gets a bit of stick from the crowd, or you think, oh, he's not at the level of the rest of the players. We shouldn't be playing, but we haven't got any of them. We haven't got one of them. So
Who's your captain? Who's your captain, Rob?
It's Kevin Locko, centre half. Yeah, and he's really good. He's like a cross between Paolo Maldini, John Terry, and
Listen to
Bobby
bollocks.
Moore.
Virgil van Dijk.
Fucking
He
Dick
couldn't
Van Dyke. Get out of it, bloody
Dick van Dijk.
Folkestone. Mate. But
Cheers,
Mark's just gone to put a bet on, didn't you, Mark? For
Yeah.
Folkestone
I just
crumble.
couldn't. I
Folkestone
couldn't be asked
crumble.
to listen to it anymore. I had to get
Oh,
up. Couldn't be asked.
Lump on.
No, excellent stuff. No, it's good to see you're doing well, mate. It would have been nice if it had been the time when I put a tenner on you, but what can you do?
Yeah.
Right, all right, Rob. Well, listen, let's move on to John. Sort of opposite ends of the league, but John.
Like you literally thrown it off a cliff there, Chris. We had a massive positivity, and it's gone to complete opposite end of the spectrum now.
We can make this positive, mate. Come on.
Oh God! I mean, yeah. Where do we start with? I'll see. Tell you what the irony is. Obviously, I'll come on. You noted about the Christmas attire, but obviously underneath that there is obviously a black shirt, and on the back of that shirt is some kind of band artwork thing, but the actual words on it is "I'm on a losing streak that's never ending," which so quite appropriate to have on tonight. Yeah. Oh God, I just don't know with us at the moment. I mean, it's been tough because. It's with our with our team at the moment. Obviously, we've got a lot of faces in there who, for one reason or another, have not really been at this level before, or obviously a manager that's obviously come in and had to pick up quite a dire situation. So it's basically just been, as it's kind of expected, really, an uphill battle for him coming in. And obviously, we've been able to grind out a decent point or two here and there. We're not really turning them into wins unless we play Whitehawk. We could play Whitehawk every week, we'll be all right. But unfortunately, this league ain't filled with Whitehawks. There are a lot of good teams in there, like your Folkestones and such. And going to some of those at the moment, we're not getting much joy. I mean, sadly, I haven't been able to attend the last two games, but they've kind of been a bit of a bit of a hallmark of our season, really. Obviously, we had I think it was #United in our game prior to the one at Folkestone, and that was a game that really we needed to be targeting points from. And in the classic Canvey tradition, we just cannot beat teams around us. For whatever reason, that always seems to be our Achilles heel. Whether we're doing good or bad, we can't actually beat the bottom fodder of the table. And somehow went there and got turned over 4-0, which is no way of sugarcoating it. That is an incredibly damaging result. And going into a difficult run of fixtures over Christmas, obviously starting with, our runaway leaders in Folkestone at the moment. I wasn't expecting there to go and get much joy. I mean, I was frantically texting someone because I was caught up with something in London that evening, so sadly I couldn't come down. I don't mind a trip to Folkestone normally, but I wasn't expecting it to get much joy there, and we got in at 0-0 at half time. I thought, could we actually take something from this? And then that was dashed in about, I don't know, I think it was about 10 minutes of the second half. And I saw them go 2-0 up. I thought, oh god, this could be bad. But somehow I think they probably felt sorry for us and kept the score down, I think. But it's I don't know, it's not easy at the moment, obviously, with seeing the position we're in at the table. I mean, it's not helping, obviously, other teams are picking up results around us. It's, left us in a pretty naff situation going into Christmas. Obviously, I think we're 10 points off safety and with an inferior goal difference as well, so you might as well basically call it 11. We need wins, and we need a little run from somewhere to, claw ourselves back into the fight. But as you know, no game in that league is easy. We've got a tough run over Christmas. Obviously, started with that Folkestone one. We've got Billericay at home at the weekend, which is always a bit of a grudge match anyway. But God, I can't actually remember the last time we won a Boxing Day game, or knocking it on the head to the 27th now. So maybe that might actually the stars might align for that. You never know. But then obviously Averley away on the 2nd. So they're in banging form at the moment. So hard games to grind something out from, but. Then we've got a pretty hectic January, so I think that's really when we need to start getting points on the board, because I think, if we don't, it's just getting silly, the position we're in at the moment. I mean, thankfully, I think the only thing that's sort of spared us at the weekend is I think obviously a lot of the bottom half lost, and you seem to have a few teams, for one reason or another, seem to be imploding around us. I mean, I don't know what happened with that Welling United one the other week. I suppose that's a topic of conversation for later in the podcast, if anyone's heard that story, but... that kind of spared them overtaking us a little bit. But it's, I say that's a long and short of it really, is we need points. We need we need Santa to come down the chimney with I don't know, a striker, preferably, I think, in on Christmas Day, because that's probably one of our biggest Achilles heels at the moment, is we're short on goals as well. And I was funny enough, there's another Folkestone fan, I think he runs on a page on Twitter called Noise Boys, something like that. He's friends with one of our youngsters over Canvey. So we kind of messaged each other back and forth. And he said, your goalkeeper's having a worldie, but God, you got nothing up front. I was like, mate, you're just telling me the story of our season there. We have had not much luck in the way of goals. Obviously, our decent strike we had got shipped out to Burgess Hill, of all places, Apparently wanted to play for a club, a bigger club higher up the table. How Burgess Hill come about from that, I'll never know. But that was probably a kicking thing. It probably is, I mean, well, I don't know. I suppose obviously it was what over decided for him, because he was only on loan, wasn't he? So, but it seemed an odd one. Like 1 minute he seemed happy at the club, and then the next just bang gone. So finding strikers of that kind of calibre at this level is like gold dust, really, unless you've got gold dust to sprinkle about, like some of the clubs further up the table. Unearthing a goal scorer like that's a difficult one. So, we need a couple of boys in our squad to kind of step up, really, be leaders and, claw ourselves out of this, because, if we go through January, without picking up, I don't know, at least maybe 3 or 4 wins from somewhere, then, it could look pretty bleak by the time February comes around,
Well, around this time, though, John, there's always a few freaky results. So you never know, do you? You never know. Like, they might take you lightly and you might nick a result against Averley or... Yeah,
exactly. I mean, Chris, I don't know, winter's a weird sort of time, You see some teams go into it in good form and then fall off a cliff, and others, seem to... I think you get to January, it's a bit like trench warfare, isn't it? Particularly with some of the pitches. And our pitch is probably one of them, to be honest. So again, that might be another big indicator. We've got a couple of home games coming up, so home form is going to be key. I think bringing a few teams down to our level and just basically just trying to almost duke it out with them, essentially, rather than play pretty football, just drag them into the mud with us, and then see if we know how to navigate our way out of it better than they do. But so I suppose you can only really go on what you've seen so far, and it's, again, like I said before, it's not for the want of effort for a lot of them players. I can tell quite a few of them are trying, but I think the lack of experience is a big factor for a lot of them. Say young players are not tested at this level, and your players who maybe have not been in this kind of situation before as well, where they're fighting a relegation battle like this against some very good teams. you know, I think they've got to learn. They've got to learn quickly. I mean, I think we're obviously still looking to try and bring in, you know, other faces, maybe a few more experienced heads to just see us through it. But it's obviously, finding the right fit and then blooding them in quickly, because it's time ain't on our side in that regard. You know, it's getting it done there and then. So yeah, we'll just have to see how it goes. But yeah, it is what it is at the moment. So that's just where we are.
Yeah. Sorry, John. I saw.
Yeah, I mean, I'm preaching the choir. Really, obviously, you were in that same sort of situation last season.
Yeah,
We're not much better off this year.
Well, yeah, for a lot of this year, fucking hell. Anyway, we'll get to us in a bit. Yeah. All right. I'll tell you what. Let's move up the league and let's chat to Rob and Neil, Horsham boys. Chaps, I think it was 16 unbeaten, which has just come to an end. Magnificent stuff. I think is it 6th in the league, as I remember. I can't remember the last time I looked. Fantastic stuff. Tell us. I mean, I don't think you expected it to go this well.
I'll jump in, Rob.
Go, Neil. You're probably bored of me just repeating the same old crap. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, we knew we had a good side. You know, we'd played some of the teams at this level in the cups. We've beaten Dorking twice. We've beaten Maidstone in the trophy. So we knew we had a good side, and he's kept that side together. One of the things which is incredible about this current squad is that we've got 11 players in the squad with over 100 appearances. I'm pretty sure he's going to be unique in the whole of the country. I can't imagine there's many clubs that have got squads with that level of consistency. So, you know, a lot of the players at least 3 seasons, and they're all still playing and contributing. Yeah, I mean, we've not been outclassed by anyone. All games, even the defeats we've had, have been pretty narrow. I mean, there was someone came out with a stat the other day that said we've either been leading at half time or in second half, and we've dropped 17 points from those positions, which tells its own story. You know, we're not quite maybe as fit as some of the full-time teams, but still competing. But yeah, it's been incredible. 3 months unbeaten, 17. It came to an end on Saturday against, weirdly, a poor team, Chesham in the first half. But second half, Southern Brazil, and they were all over us. It was bizarre. But yeah, it's been brilliant season. Still in the trophy. Tough game against Leatherhead away in the trophy. We were going great guns in the it's been South Central. But yeah, I mean, it's been incredible. I know for the podcast, and Robbie's been saying how good it's been. It's slightly saying this way, struggling at the bottom, but to be doing as well as we are is pretty amazing, really. Apart from when we play Folkestone, there's guaranteed 6 points if Folkestone come up next season. I mean, it's unbelievable the hoodoo they've got. I think I've been to Folkestone once back in the day, which I don't know whether a Folkestone fan remembers. We won an FA Cup game. It wasn't a league game in the 90th minute about 15 years ago, where that's about the only time I've ever seen us win at Folkestone. Yes. Been going great. Can't complain. Dom's done a great job. Squad's been great. We've had a couple of good loanees, actually. We've managed to get in from York City, who have been excellent. This guy called Leon Gravata. They're both from the south coast. One's from Eastbourne, a guy called Leon Gravata. Ricky Aguiar. They were both, I think, with Hinchelwood at Worthing. But Gravata's come in early in the season, managed to get the winner against Torquay. Saying that in itself is completely mad. But right in the last minute, I mean, to beat Torquay was just mental. But then he's been excellent. He's playing out of position. He's a right winger. He's been playing at right back and left, and he's player of the season so far. Absolutely incredible little player. He's unbelievable. So yeah, it's been great. Can't really say any more than that.
Okay. All right, Leo. Rob, you want to just add anything to that?
No, I pretty much echo that. I was just thinking, like, recent times, last 12 months, sort of a little stat for folks and not to get too carried away. We were this point last year, just after we beat Canvey, I think we were 17 points off the league of Dover, and I think we finished like 12 or 13 in front of them. So I think last season was probably a bit more. So it shows you how far in 12 months, pretty much. I know we're sitting 6th in the National League South. Like, echo everything Neil says. It's just been pretty unique and pretty special. And you just think that bubble's going to burst, but the boys and the lads and everyone at the team, the town just keep going forward, and it's just, you know, it's really fun to go to every week. Crowds are up at 1,400 every time at home. So yeah, we'll look forward to it, and then we'll see what happens on Boxing Day with a big one against Dorking. You know, we've had their number the last couple of times. Hopefully we can go to their gaff and do something. So yeah, it's going to be good fun. Yeah, it's thoroughly enjoyable. Superb.
Well, I think Rob from Folkestone's gone quiet. I think you might possibly dog
I had to put that little dig in there. They'll get their they've had one over us this year, so I thought I'd just have a little jab back.
Absolutely. I strongly encourage that.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
tell you
all
what.
time.
Let's go to the Hastings boys. Let's get the Hastings boys out of the way, and then we'll go to Mark after. Chaps, who wants to start? So we haven't been on for a little while. Let's talk the last few. So we're talking Margate, Sevenoaks, and Sheppey. Margate was our Christmas away day, which was magnificent. I know you chaps weren't on that. Do you commentate on it though, Tom? Didn't you?
Yeah, commentary for that one.
Yeah, so it was obviously early day start. Met up with the goalie's granddad, so Harley Earl. I think all his family was there, but we had Harley Earl's granddad trying to chat up a few of the lady fans, drinking Jaegers. Magnificent scenes all round. It was a great time, and obviously met up with Terry. Unfortunately, can't be here today, and she was a good sport. Obviously, everyone could hear her no matter the score, even though we beat them 3-0. We could always hear that wonderful operatic voice that Terry has. We all agree, I'm sure. But yeah, comfortable victory. Margate really should have scored against us early doors. I felt that we are definitely a team that against better opposition, like sort of top 4, top 6 team. You're gonna get goals against us because we're not the strongest at the back, but we managed to get away with it. Harley Earl saved a pen, and
I think sorry, I was butting Chris, but I think it was his save probably from that game. I think had he sort of not saved that, I think the game sort of could have gone a different way.
Yeah, 100%.
The way the team played on that day was like no one was expecting it at all. Don't think.
Yeah. No, 100%. I mean, we have got goals in us now since the changes, since Carey's gone. And all those new players have come in. I mean, it's hard to keep up with step 4 football. I mean, I know you guys talked about keeping a settled side, Horsham boys, but the amount of players we've been through are just like ridiculous. We've been, I mean, how many do you think we've been through? 40 this season? 40
it must be
40 or 50 players.
Yeah, it must be getting that way, mustn't it?
They're in it now.
It's like, please don't kiss the badge. You just think, don't kiss the badge, lads. Come on, you won't be here next week. But
you've got the Mariakis as secret investor, have you, somewhere? He likes to He's certainly been for a few hot meals.
But yeah, so that, just my quick thoughts. Then obviously it was great, great party. Terry stayed and with a lot of the lads that were there. It's good sport, had a real great time at Margate. And then as I felt would happen, we got a little bit above ourselves playing Sevenoaks, which you should be beating Sevenoaks, but we didn't do the basics, give away 2 silly goals within 6 minutes and lost that one. Chaps, you were at Sevenoaks, weren't you?
Yeah.
Boys? Yeah. So I mean, I don't want to talk all the time. So like, any chaps want to chip in, talk about Margate, Sevenoaks, and then we go to Sheppey.
I obviously wasn't at the Margate one. Unfortunately, but every time when I'm not in a away day, I'll talk to like Rob on the gate and everything. So how was it? He said it was brilliant. I spoke to a few others, and there were people there saying best performance they've seen in 3-4 years from us away from the pilot field.
Okay,
that's what I was told. So I was there, and I was like, well. I saw Sevenoaks were on the table, and I was saying to myself, we should probably win this. We're in good form. We've just beaten a top 10 team. Sevenoaks were around us in the table, and it just seemed like it was a different team to what must have been playing on Saturday. I was there thinking, what?
Maybe they were still pissed.
It's almost it's like they got too confident and just went, we don't have to try as much here. We'll get away with it. And we didn't create anything. I think even our 2 goals were a little bit lucky, to be honest.
We had 2 shots on target. One was scuffed and went in, and the other one was fairly decent shot, to be honest, and went in, and that was it.
Yeah.
2 shots all game.
Even their 3rd goal, I'm there, and it was number 4. I think it's Jack, the one that's on loan from Dorking.
Jack Lyons, isn't it?
I'm not sure.
Like they've gone through so many players.
But I was there thinking...
He's probably left since I've...
Sammy McLeod.
McLeod?
Yeah, Sammy
McLeod.
McLeod, yeah. He's quite... to be fair, Sevenoaks looked quite decent, but I think we made them look...
Yeah.
We just looked really bad. It was so disappointing. We really missed Eugene. A key in defence. Rumour was at first he was on African Cup duty for Kenya, but no, he's gone to see his family for a few weeks for Christmas. But and then they brought in this new lad who likes to be called Dylan, and he took a bit of time to settle down. And by that time, we were 2-0 down and really struggling. And we couldn't even put a pass together for a while, and it was quite frustrating, really. How Tom never swore.
Yeah. Well, I think,
But
yeah, so John, yeah, he just got thrown kind of straight into it, really. Like, no one kind of knew who he was in that.
yeah,
And if any of the players knew either. So
no, we didn't even know his name properly, did we? We were given a different name because he likes to be known by Dylan, and that wasn't the name that was given to us, was it?
With the Sevens
Was he
game,
just off a boat or something? What do you mean? He didn't know his name?
No, he gave us he's got his real name, but he likes to be called Dylan, and so
Was that for tax purposes?
probably.
Yeah.
And maybe he's a bit like laid back from the Magic Roundabout because he plays like that sometimes. So.
I thought
Spelled differently, but
with the Seven Notes game, I felt like we lacked just that bit of grit that you need sometimes in this sort of league. There wasn't anyone that seemed willing to just put a crunch and tackle in to win the ball back. Or their third goal, when he's letting the forward run at him, I'm just thinking, in my head, I'm going, just bring him down. Even if you get sent off, just take that booking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was 2-1 at that point, and it's like I'd rather lose 2-1 or 3-1 with 10 men than just let them have such an easy goal.
Yeah, we got back into it, the goal from James Stone, scored against his old team, and you would have thought he got his confidence up. He's going to go on, perhaps score another one, but they took him off. I don't know whether he was injured. That was a really strange decision. I don't know. There must have been a reason.
Are you suggesting Indian bookmakers now?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, the
I
Indian
don't know.
bookmakers.
It was just weird. It was just a strange. The whole evening was just a bit weird at times. You just, what's going on here? You know, how can we be losing to this?
I need my conspiracy music to come on here. It isn't that we were just crap. It's that there's some sort of darker influence. I like that.
And we just looked like we ran out of ideas, didn't we? It was let's clip the ball into the channel.
That's it.
And it didn't work once.
No, but
well, we love a moan about a defeat. You know, even when we're doing all right, we love a moan about a defeat. We're Hastings. I mean, I wasn't at Sheppey as I had the kids at Port Lynn. So, chaps, talk to us about the Sheppey win then.
Turned it round completely. Such a different game. Over to you, Callum. What do you reckon?
It didn't look like it was the same team out.
No.
It looked like he put a whole different 11 out that were fresh. They wanted it. We probably did get a little bit lucky to win the game. Harley made one or two big saves,
especially at the end.
Yeah. And their keeper for the third one, I personally think he should have saved it. But we probably deserved the win in the end.
Yeah, hats off to Sheppey. It made it a really entertaining game as well. It was end-to-end stuff, and I mean, it was good game by both teams really. And luckily, we got 3 of them; they got 2.
I thought Freddie looked like a complete different player when he was going forward as well.
Did they push him up then?
Yeah, he was right wing.
We were playing him right back, weren't we?
He finished up right back,
but he was playing winger. Yeah.
He got a goal and an assist, and without. Honestly, mate, he looked like a complete different player.
You've seen the goals on the highlights. They're all 3 of them are class. I mean, the second goal, Jack Stone.
We don't get highlights. What are you on about? We don't get highlights at Hastings. We just get the goal.
The goals, then, we have to call them highlights because you're not allowed to show anything. So the second goal, Jack Stone's, that's far the one's just amazing. Over the shoulder, bang, straight in. What a great goal. And the first goal was really well worked goal.
I thought even the third one was really well worked. It's just the keeper should have done better with it.
Yeah, it should have. Yeah.
It wasn't a shot where it's gone straight into the top corner. That's an absolute worldie. It's almost like gone through his legs or something. He's just been out by it.
But it was a nice game to commentate on, wasn't it, Tom?
Yeah, well, I think it was just once we got that lead. I think it was just towards the end we had that nervous scare.
Yeah,
with them pushing forwards.
I just got to say something about the commentary. It was quite funny. One of the Sheppey fans had a dog, and every time there was the dog started barking about 20 minutes from the end, it was like, ruff, ruff. Oh, what's going on? And it was a substitution was made, and every time the dog started barking, both teams, don't know who it was, a substitution was made. It was up there.
So the dog's calling the subs now.
Yeah.
Well,
it was amazing.
What sort of mystery's going on at the Pilot Field here?
It was a strange game. It was good. It was all good fun, and a few Sheppey. So
I thought that new centre back looked a lot more comfortable as well.
Yeah, he did.
He grooved in a bit, didn't he? It was almost like he realised he hasn't really got to fear anything.
That's
here.
right. And the guys in the midfield look quite comfortable. Jack Saunders and Mace and
Jordan
Taggart,
Mace,
all
yeah,
three
he's
of them.
been pretty good, hasn't he?
Taggart had a good game as well. Now they just looked far more comfortable. Some nice passing around, decent football. They've just got to keep it going.
Yeah.
And then they will be going up somewhere up the league a bit further. Because we were in danger, weren't we, of losing against Sevenoaks and think, right, if we lose at Sheffield, we're right back in the mire again.
Yeah.
And we could be on Saturday. Is it Saturday, Ashford? Yeah.
Oh yeah, big derby.
That's not going to be easy.
Well, sort of derby, yeah.
They lost 5-4 to Three Bridges on Saturday, so they gave them a bit.
I must say there was a tear in my eye when I saw that Three Bridges got the 5th goal. Sorry, Craig Stone, if you're listening, mate, but
And Dicko.
Yeah, Dicko, Kane Penn.
But they're a decent side. They got Louis Collins is scoring for fun for them, so it's not going to be an easy game. Our defence has got to be on form for that.
I think the problem we're going to have
draw that one.
Yeah,
I feel like we've just got to try and keep hold of the players that we've got now, because it seems like every time when one or two players find a little bit of form, they seem to just go. And so we just can't find any sort of rhythm or groove or anything. So I think he's got to just try and keep this group of players together now.
Right.
Obviously Jamal's left looking for more game time, which
I love it when they do that on this post. Like, the social media. It's funny. I'm sorry, I don't care if I upset anyone here, but like we've come to an arrangement and cancelled a contract. It's like he's on big money or something. Like, come on, BA.
It was literally that he wanted
player.
He just wants game time. He's a young lad that wants to play football.
He's a good lad. He just like Jamal, and I love him honestly. He's if we want to progress up the league, he isn't. He's a sub at best, and he's a real tryer, lovely lad. But like he hasn't.
It breaks my heart seeing him go because I really like him.
No, lovely lad, and he'll give everything. And he's been like we've had him at centre half.
Yeah,
Carey was playing him at centre half, right, left back, whatever, midfield. He'll do anything.
Yeah,
bless him. But anyway.
Onwards and upwards, I reckon.
He's one of those players that once he's fully developed, I would like to see him back at Hastings.
Yeah, hopefully that happens. Hopefully that happens. Do you know what I mean? I just want quite quickly, because it's too much Hastings now. It's too much Hastings talk. I must ask you, Tom.
Yeah.
Because you've been done the whole year. What is your highlight and your low light of this calendar year?
I think when we played against Faversham in the FA Cup, the one away from home.
Are you talking about the world-class own goal?
One where we were 2-1 up.
That screaming own goal, please tell me you're telling me.
That's probably, the lowest one.
Was it? Okay.
Because just to literally sort of see that sort of game then, take it to replay, a few days later, it's absolute gutting. It's quite hard because we haven't really had sort of too much, I'd say, success to talk about.
No, we haven't. We haven't, funnily enough, Tom.
So
funny about that.
Can't say anyone. So that's been a high.
Which one?
Can't really say any of them have been really a high.
You
must have enjoyed. We have no highlight. Come on.
Well, unless like probably win against Margate though, because I said to Simon, I don't know, John, if you probably heard it over the commentary, but it's when they had their penalty, and there were two blokes sitting in front of me and Simon, and they were sort of looking at both of us.
Hear it? Oh yeah.
and then when they sort of awarded the penalty, then stormed off at 3-0.
Yeah.
Didn't turning back.
Yeah, someone's got a habit of doing that, hasn't he? Off you go. Chop, chop.
Okay. All right, then. Well, anyway. All right, then. Well, listen, let's go to talking about higher up the league. Yeah, than us. Let's go to MARC at Sittingbourne. Last couple of years have been great for Sittingbourne. Well, longer than that. But talk to me, mate.
Right, we're having a bit of a season. The hangover from last season, where we really should have. Any other season we would have won the league by snookers. We come up against Ramsgate. I think we got 106 points and about 115 goals. The FA Cup and the trophy killed us. I think we played 12 or 14 games more than Burgess Hill, and we ran out of puff on the final. Not getting promotion was a complete killer. We just stampeded over everyone last year. And the start of this season, I thought to myself, our manager, which I'm sure you're going to talk about very shortly in some way, Mr. Maxwell, he was fantastic last year, how he got the guys up. We beat Southend away. And this season we started slowly. We played you twice. Wasn't that impressive in either game, be honest with you. He chopped and changed a bit. The players didn't look right. We lost basically 3/4 of the team all went to higher divisions. Liam Smith to Folkestone. Just about everyone went. To teams like 1 division and 2 divisions higher. We brought in other players and it just didn't gel start on. Unfortunately, the manager went. We knew he was going to go sooner or later, and we've got a new manager in. The guy come from Margate, the assistant manager, and we've done really well. His first 8 games, we've won 7 and drawn the other, which we should have won at Herne Bay. The way we're playing at the moment, we could probably steamroll most of the teams in that division. We're playing with it was interesting here, they say you played with 40 players so far. I think we've got a squad at the moment literally of 16, no more than that. And they've literally been playing the last 8 weeks, them players and nothing else. We haven't got anything else. So if we hit injuries, we might have problems. But what I would say is the division we're playing in, much like last season, is awful. The teams within it, I'm shocked. You remember I spoke to you at the start of the season. I thought I had you in my top 5, Hastings. So I can't understand. I don't know what.
Don't go anywhere near rookies, mate. That's all I'm going to say to you after that.
No. Well, the other 4 teams are up there that I said, but you've sadly let us down. As
fucking terrible, mate. We were shocking.
Well, but be honest, you weren't that bad when you was at our place, but that was obviously a different team of ours. Our good old goalie saved no, he didn't save the penalty, we went over the bar, but I didn't think you were that bad. You defended really well, but shocking. But 3 Bridges doing what Ramsgate did last year, they look unstoppable. I don't understand how, with the crowds they get, they must have some big backers to be able to constantly have all them players that you look on that are coming in and they're scoring goals for fun. They look really hard to beat. So I'm thinking I think we'll be in the playoffs definitely. But the playoffs are not good to us. We've lost in the last 2 seasons in the playoffs, so I really don't want it again. It's either go up as champions or not at all, quite honestly. The playoffs are a hideous way to lose, especially on penalties.
But it was so harsh on your lot. I mean, when you get over 100 points and you don't go up, that's...
It was the cups though, mate. With that Burgess Hill game in the final, we won up at half time and the legs just went in the second half. We tramped out there, totally gutted. I've been following football for years. You take it on the chin, but that was... that was probably the best season I've ever seen at Sittingbourne. The cut run, winning at Southend. We knocked out some seriously good teams in the cups. We won. Who did we beat? Salisbury. We beat Enfield. Those are all National South teams, and we're, as well, yourself over the years, we're not exactly the best team in the world. We haven't been over the years. You probably won every single game against us going back 2 or 3 seasons ago.
So it was a long time ago that.
Yeah, I'm afraid it was. We're a good team now. We're pleased, pleasing on the eye. It's a bit like, when we're going forward, I've seen quite a few Folkestone games recently, on the Tuesday nights, and their football's excellent. We've been playing that kind of football as well. It's just attacking football, and that's the way, we all like. We don't want to watch this Premiership style football passing around the back. Just go for it. But I do feel the division is very weak. You can look at maybe 6 teams. I think the 6 teams that are in the 6 at the moment are going to be the playoff contenders. And you look at the Eastbournes. We've played them last week 5-0. They didn't even. I don't think they even had a shot. You got your Erith Towns.
Erith manager just resigned, didn't he? Is it Erith?
He did.
Yeah,
he did. It's not been rude. I think that you've got the haves and have-nots of. Clavisham have spent some money. I think Whiteleaf probably have. 3 Bridges don't surprise me being up the top. They've got like Noel Leighton and a few others that are really, really good. I fully expect them probably to win the league, actually. I know they've got a really tough run-in. We've been looking at the run-ins already. We're just going to have to keep winning. We're just going to have to keep winning. We got Mersham up on Saturday. I'll be going to that, as I go to most. And, it's back pleasing football. We lost the plot a bit with a certain manager, that disappeared to Welling. And he
You
did
can
a
never
brilliant
take the
last year.
Sittingbourne out of a manager, though, can you? He's took that Sittingbourne and just
I'm not
laid it
saying
on.
I can't really. You know, the one person, you know, he was great with the fans.
I bet he was.
He
I bet
has-
he was.
As we all know, he has a fiery temper,
Mm.
to say the least.
I've never
He
would
got
have
yellow card for a little man as well. He's oh dear. When we saw that the other day, oh my golly, it did not surprise me one little bit. You know, someone's upset him, and well, but
So
towards
I
the end,
heard
he
it.
got a bit.
I heard it was over Femi Akinwanda. Who obviously was
Yeah.
at Hastings.
Yeah.
They had an agreement that they weren't going to play him. Because he'd gone to
Potter's Bar, wasn't it?
Potter's Bar, yeah. And then he said, "I'm playing him." Well,
He only played. I saw a thing that said he only played him because they had so many injuries that if he didn't, he wouldn't have been able to name a full starting 11. And a gentleman's agreement in place if such thing actually exists in football. And yeah.
All I'll say is it's exactly what we want to see in non-league.
Yeah.
That's what we want to
mindless
see.
violence.
That's what we want to see.
Managers arrested.
Yeah.
I was out with our
Beautiful.
I showed it to him on the phone. I was like, the game has never been more back.
Yeah.
I genuinely thought it was fake at first. I saw it was real and I went, I love it.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. I think they should do it every week with managers. One of them
But
just randomly nuts the other one.
It's interesting though that Welling don't seem to mind because he was manager at Lewis the other night.
Yeah.
Issues, obviously they're obviously he's obviously staying because even though apparently he was arrested, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was arrested.
So they've not got rid of him. They're quite happy with it. But I know Welling have got a bit of reputation, haven't they?
Well, I would quite like to see an Isthmian Prem managers Royal Rumble, and I would love to see.
You're only back in Saunders, aren't you?
I
You're
would
back in
love
Saunders.
to see it.
Typical Whitehawk.
I would
No,
back
Whitehawk.
Sean all day long.
Super Sean.
Brilliant.
Okay, well, as soon as he's chipped in, let's go to Mark from Whitehawk. Not been on for a while, my friend. Talk to me about your Hawks and your love of Saunders. Come on, talk to me.
Merry Christmas, one and all. Nice to see you
Merry
all.
Christmas to you too.
Other than the boys from Horsham and John from Canvey, obviously. No, it's been. I mean, it's been up and down. I think it's just the state of the league, to be honest with you. Unless you're Canvey Island, you know what I mean. I think the league is just. I think the league's just a bit mental at the minute. Folkestone are running away with it. I think there's a lot of teams in there. If you catch them on your day, I've said this so many times, Chris, over the last couple of seasons on this pod, that the Isthmian Prem is just if you catch any team on their day, you are winning. And football is a funny old game in 90 minutes.
All right, greasy.
But it's true, though. I mean, other than when we went to Horsham last season, we was 5-0 down or whatever it was at half time or whatever. But yeah, no, I mean, we was terrible. We lost to Canvey, we lost to Welling at the start of the month. And then, we went up to Cray Wanderers, followed by Cray Valley in 2 weeks away. And we beat them both. We went 1-0 down away at Cray Wanderers. We scored 2 quick goals in like 2 or 3 minutes. And then, we was in control against Cray Valley last weekend. But yeah, Charlie Lambert, for us, had a bit of a funny season last year. I remember, obviously, I speak to him on a personal level quite a lot. And it just, when we had Ross McNeely in, who came in from Dorking, he was terrible. It just didn't fancy him for whatever reason. But once Sean came back, he stuck him straight back in and then sort of tried to get his confidence back up. This season, he just looks like a different animal. He seems like he's scoring every week. We've got a lot of the core squad, really, or team, other than a few different boys, because we all know what it's like in these divisions. You get some players in and out, you don't know who they are, they come and they go, and you sort of go, oh, we know him for a couple of weeks, and he's gone again, and then we've got a new face in the door. But yeah, we've got a lot of the core squad, really. They got us promoted, 3 years ago, whatever it was now. So, I mean, we're sitting in 11th. We're only 5 points off the playoffs. I mean, Averley have got a few games in hand, and like John said earlier, they're in good form, aren't they? And like they're doing all right. I think we've played 22, they've played 19. But I think we're sitting in a good little position, to be fair. I mean, I think if we can attract a couple of decent more boys into the squad for the second half of the season, I don't see why we can't be beating most teams week in, week out. I don't think the league is as strong as it was, say, 2-3 seasons ago. I think it's very open. And I believe that if we, like I said, do attract a couple of boys, that I think we'll be up there come the end of the season.
How's Joel Daly getting on now? He's back there.
Joel scored on Saturday. Lovely little finish. I think he just needed that confidence again, Joel, because don't get me wrong, Joel's a great little player, and I thought he was actually going to be really good for Horsham. When he went there,
he was good. I don't know why they let go of him, but
I think it was more game time, wasn't it? Towards the end, I think he just wanted to be playing more minutes.
Exactly. Well, that's exactly what it is. Yeah, I mean,
every time he played, he never let us down once.
Well, I spoke to his dad and that, and he said that it's just more game time.
Yeah.
But I was surprised that he didn't get more game time with you lot. But I understand completely why he didn't more game time, because you were just on a bit of a crest of a wave, weren't you? You were just flying, and the same team that you were playing every week. And now he's back with us. He starts every week. He's Mr. Consistent. You know exactly what you're getting with Joel. And again, he was part of that squad that got us promoted. So he's got that love for Whitehawk. So he sort of gives 110% every week. So I think that's all we have. Like the same as any of you boys with arts, same as what Terry with arts at Margate is. All the arts is them, but anyone that sticks a shirt on for any one of us, you go fucking do something for us. At least give 110%. That's all we are.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're doing all right. I mean, we're doing fine. I'm not too bothered with where we are. We might be sitting in 11th, but I mean, we had our little dip in form back in November, going into early December. We've had a couple of wins now on the bounce. I said that I'm quite happy that we probably had that dip when we had that dip, because I like to think we've had it now, and this is now our chance to go, right, let's have it. Let's show the league actually what we're made of. I would obviously be a bit worried if we got in the playoffs. I'd be fucking more worried if we went up. But never say
You're
never.
You're getting ahead of yourself. Bloody Whitehawk. You think you're going up?
I probably had one too many Morettis though, Chris.
Yeah. Going up.
Wait, just because you lot are sitting where you are, don't start with me.
Mid-table, mate. That's what you lot are.
We might be mid-table, but we're mid-table in the division above you, mate.
Okay, mate. Mate, I tell you, just quickly, what Mark said about the southeast. I'll tell you what, the dip in quality is sharp. I mean, I sort of remembered it with rose tinted glasses, but from when we went up, when was it, about 4 seasons ago when we got promoted?
It's gone downhill, hasn't it?
Yeah. But anyway, sorry, Mark. Mark, I'm talking.
Yeah,
you
no,
talking
I mean,
mate.
Even when we was in the division below, when we got promoted, that league just seemed ridiculously hard to get out of. It was a bit like, it was comparable to like a team sitting in, like, I mean, obviously I support Brighton as well, and I've followed them for years.
You don't do. I'll see you whinging about Brighton all the time.
Yeah, so obviously, when we were sat in League One all them years ago, it was hard to get out of, and people don't realise how difficult actually a league they are to get through. And the South East was exactly the same, but now I feel like in the Prem division, anyone's there for the taking, whereas you knew you was in the game in the division below most weeks. But saying that, we lost to Canvey twice in the last 6 weeks, so it's
that's a shame.
And we got a player to get in January.
I stood at that.
Fear Canvey. That's a quote from you, Mark. You fear Canvey. That's what it is.
Mate, I stood at that enclosed ground, watched us get turned over by Canvey, and I was like, it's terrible. I was like, this is terrible.
I will be at that next one this time as well. So.
But I don't know. Yeah, we were all right. I mean, we're just Whitehawk, aren't we? We just do what we've got to do. We turn up, and then you never know what you're going to get with us. We're either going to get steamrolled or we're going to get turned right over. So, steamroll team, so that's it. But yeah, I think we're in a good little position. I think we're in a good little form going into the new year now. And I think, I generally believe that we win our next couple of games, we'll attract a few boys in, and we'll be pushing for them
What are you,
playoffs.
Jimmy Savile? What are you attracting little boys in for? What are you talking about? Fucking dodgy Whitehawk.
Says you with a fucking roof sitting on your head. What you on about?
Fuck yeah, you get it. Oh,
Yeah, it's
I
good
do
to be
miss
back
you not
anyway.
being in our league, I have to say. Oh, well.
Do you?
We'll have to catch up for a beer.
Because last time we was in your league, we turned you over down there, so you didn't miss that one.
Yeah, but that was a good day, though. Remember?
It was a good day, yeah.
That was a good day.
It was a very good day.
Result was a tragedy, but
yeah. No, I think that's the only thing at the minute with losing Horsham, losing you, is there's that. We've only got really like Burgess. We've got Lewis from the 27th, which we're all out for. There's a big old turnout for that at home. Also, we all like Lewis, don't we? So we'll all turn out for that. No one likes them.
They don't even like themselves.
I think I was going to say them, but probably sounds really harsh. But I mean, they're in the financial difficulty, aren't they? And I haven't really shed a tear for them, to be honest with you. So yeah, we're all out for the 27th, big day. I genuinely think we can turn them over at home. And if we do, I think that's massive momentum for us. Because I say a Sussex derby, Lewis is everyone's Sussex derby, isn't they?
They're the Millwall of non-league.
I think they're like the Dulwich Hamlet of Sussex, aren't they? They're just like the.
I'll go with that.
Yeah, they're the Dulwich Hamlet of Sussex. I mean, we're not. I mean, not me, but there's some of our fans that aren't very close behind the Dulwich Hamlets of Sussex as well. So, but yeah, we're all right. I think we're doing good. We're in a good little position. So, I think roll on 26. Nice next few months, or I think the next month is going to be telling about the rest of our season. But yeah, we're in a good position anyway.
All right, then. All right, boys. I see Rob's back. Folkestone Rob, you with us, mate?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what you. No one said anything about you might be up to sort of funny business.
He was having an early promotion party, wasn't he?
Yeah, early promotion party. He was on a piss party, Rob. I know you're a filthy man.
Yeah, that's right, dude.
Yeah, what goes on in the railway stays in the railway. That's what I'm going to say.
That's what they say. That's standards out, man. That's right.
Yeah. Well, listen, chaps. Got to say, I wish you all the best. Wish you all the best for your games coming up. Merry Christmas and New Year's to you all.
Just happy Christmas, mate.
Yeah.
Happy Christmas.
And thanks for doing it again.
Yeah.
Cheers, boy. Great to have you all on, yeah? Take care. See
Cheers.
you in New Year.
Guys, everyone.
All the best.
All the best.
That's it for this episode, SBTS fans. If you want to get in contact with this podcast, the Twitter, which is SBTS Pod. Otherwise, go to the YouTube. Over 5 years of interviews, episodes, and fan roundtables. There's so many other ways to listen. However you get your podcast, we're on all platforms. Or go to the link tree, which is SBTS Podcast, and subscribe. It's all free. Remember, get yourselves to a game and support local football, whoever and wherever you're watching. And apart from that, see you at the game.